Hello everyone, back here with another quick video this time addressing the Claude Code Deep Dive that I had. I realized around the 22-minute mark, I actually got something wrong within the video, which I was talking about the settings.json file, which are specific permissions, allowed, ask, deny, as well as some other potential settings and configurations that you can have for Claude Code, where when I open these in Claude Code in my repository now, and you would experience this too if you clone this repo in its current form, you'll see that settings are actually invalid. So I created this specific settings file with Claude Code, but just because you create something with Claude Code for settings in Claude Code, unfortunately, sometimes that always doesn't work. And so I've referred to this Claude Code documentation. And one of the things that they have that's really nice on these Claude Code docs is they have this chat interface. And so if I just copy this raw file and say, hey, is this a valid permissions file? Then it will actually analyze that text for me and determine whether or not I have the configuration file. And it says, all right, there's no compaction setting, environment isn't correctly done, permissions has some issues. And so I'm going to quickly address these issues within my Claude Code interface. And so to show you the error inside of this repository, and we'll get this piece of code for the settings.json pulled up here. If I run the Claude dangerously skip permissions, then I get a large error saying, hey, there is all of these different issues with your settings file. And so for me to fix these, in case you ever come across this yourself, I'm going to do to continue without these settings, and then say, hey, can you fix these issues in the settings.json file for this repo? And we can see in the bottom right-hand corner as well, there is found 34 invalid settings files, and do doctor for details. So which I can do doctor to verify my Claude Code settings in installations. But we'll let this run first and then come back and do that doctor to see what it outputs with. Okay, so it did a pattern adjustment for all the prefix matching, and it said we may need to restart Claude for the settings, Claude Code for the settings to take effect. So we will do type exit. We'll do doctor the next time we come in, and I'm going to run just this brew upgrade Claude Code real quick to upgrade my Claude Code. I'll pause it here and let this run. Okay, so Claude Code has updated, and now we will restart the settings to see what we get here, and we still get one settings error. So that is significantly less than what we got before. So let me try. Oh, I accidentally pressed one. Here, let's go to resume and do our last session as well. And then press 2, and then say not all the settings issues were resolved. Here is another one. It seems like 2 invalid settings. There are. And so this will be the iteration process, and we can see the different changes it's made here. So let's pause here and see what Claude comes back with. Okay, so it seemed like it recognized the issue is pre-tool use and user prompt submit. So I exited out, and then let's resume, which I almost started resuming there without recording. So we'll do this again. And then, okay, great. It looks like we have Claude working with the proper settings files. So I will get this published and sent out there in this video and put the link in the comments. So sometimes I also notice that there's some errors here that pop up, but it seems like Claude just needs to check some things because eventually they go away from my instance. So if you run into some of those errors, I wouldn't be too alarmed by that as well, as it happens, as long as they go away. And it seems like the doctor has all the diagnostics running properly. And you can see the large MCP tools context here. In my past videos, that's why I recommended using some of the command line interface tools. But it seems like this is all fixed and ready to go. But I hope you all enjoyed this very short video. I just wanted to make sure that I'm building trust with my community and correcting mistakes when I have them. I don't really use these settings.json files too much since I run it in bypass permissions mode a lot, which is not really, these settings files aren't really needed since I'm giving Claude permissions to essentially do what I need it to do without asking me for specific things unless I put it in the operating instructions. But in case for those people who are maybe a little bit more careful, and rightfully so, about their usage with Claude Code, this is an important correction. And one last small thing, sometimes I like to link directly to the Claude Code documents within Claude Code to make sure that it is actually reading the settings that it has from Claude Code. Annoying that sometimes maybe it doesn't exactly have this context built in. For the most part, it does, but I fed it that website and it fetched it and said, yep, based on the official documentation, you look good to go. So this is another helpful tip where if you want to copy and paste a link from Claude Code's official docs, you can do that and have Claude check itself with that direct documentation linked. So that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for your trust. I'm sorry for the error, but hopefully this is helpful. I'll be adjusting the description in my previous video to direct to this video at the 22-minute mark as well. So thanks so much, and I'll talk to you next time.